The fall trends have changed. Out are all the colors of beige for the quiet luxury look, and in comes the opulent, decadent, and rich color and texture. Out is going all those very big, oversized pieces that actually make us look bigger than we really are. And incoming is belting our waist and celebrating our ladylike shape. So in this video, I'm going to share with you the 5 fall 2025 trends that I'm embracing as a stylist, as a designer, and a woman over 40. I look at fashion a little bit differently. I'm not so interested in the latest hemline that is the must-have, or the absolute have-to-have jeans, or the pair of shoes that you must absolutely have or you're going to be completely out. That doesn't really interest me. What interests me is, how do we want to feel? What is the mood of the season? And then how can I take that mood and translate that into wearable fashion that makes us look and feel great about ourselves? Trend number 1 that I'm absolutely embracing are these rich colors. I'll be honest with you, girlfriend, I do not like beige. I don't think beige is good for us. Beige is fine as a neutral, but honestly, it can wash us out, especially as we get older, because we lose color in our hair and our skin. So I'm really excited about all this array of color that's come in. This is the Pantone report for 2005, and you know what? Take it or leave it, but I like to look at this just to get a feel of what are going to be the trending colors. So what I did is I chose some of the key colors that I thought are going to work really well for various different women's complexions. Because there's no point in bringing out the Pantone color of the year if actually it's really hard to wear, which does happen, by the way, a lot. So I chose this rich wine, and you can see in here there's a couple of different colors of pinkish and browns, which I'll talk about in a moment, but it really just bases itself in this very rich wine color. Then I chose teal. It's one of my firm favorites. It's one of those colors that is so easy to wear. And often for women who are new to wearing color, teal can be a very good toe dip. So I was, of course, very excited to see that Pantone had brought out a version of teal that I can totally get behind. The third one is an olive green. Now, while it's not on the Pantone color board, again, this is why I'm going to tell you, I don't marry myself to these. I rather use them as inspiration, and you can do the same too. Olive green is a great color. It's a great neutral. It goes with brown, it goes with black, and it tends to be a very easy color to wear. I also just really love olive green at the moment, so I was excited to find these olive green fabrics that also tie in the second trend that I'm going to be speaking about. So trend number 2 that I'm embracing and I'm really excited about is this very dark chocolate brown. I mean, it's almost so dark chocolate, it's almost black, but it's not. And that is the trick. It's not black. It is so much kinder to our complexion. Black is okay. I mean, I have got black in the collection as basics to wear with color. But the thing is, chocolate brown tends to be a lot kinder to our complexion. Of course, it is going to depend on your complexion and your color tones, but generally you'll be able to find a dark chocolate brown that will work for you. Plus, it works almost as a black because it's so dark. Think like espresso coffee. It's that dark, and you can wear it with all the colors that I've chosen from the Pantone board. Oh, and the olive green that I didn't choose from the Pantone board. Now, does that mean that you need to go out and get rid of all your black basics and swap them out for dark brown? No, absolutely not. But start including them in and start playing a little bit with color combinations, because I think you're going to be pleasantly surprised with how many colors really go well with this dark chocolate. In fact, the boots that I'm wearing for this shoot, they are so dark chocolate, I feel like they look almost like black, so they kind of can go for both. Oh, and by the way, wearing black and brown is also fine now. The third trend that I'm going to be embracing is the asymmetrical. I love asymmetrical because, again, I'm looking for trends that are going to work for our body shapes. And asymmetrical works really well to elongate your look. It can make your legs look longer. It also allows you to give a little bit of coverage to the leg, but not too much coverage to the leg. And for petites, this is super helpful because when they're buying dresses and skirts and that kind of thing, getting the length just right can sometimes be very challenging. It can either make you look really fuddy-duddy or really fabulous if the length is right or wrong. So asymmetrical breaks that. It actually just takes that whole thing out of the equation and makes it possible for you to wear it, look elongated, look taller, look slimmer, all the things. I love it. Plus, drawing the eye down the body, anything that draws the eye down the body is going to elongate you and make you look taller. It emphasizes the length as opposed to the width. Number 4 that I'm embracing. Okay, so I have never stopped embracing this one. But I'm just happy that it's back because it does help me to convince many women that they need to define their waists. So the nipping in of the waist is one of the best things that you can do for your body shape. It can make you look taller. It can make you look slimmer instantly. It also can de-emphasize your belly and give your body balance, which is, I'm all for that. By the way, if you want some help on how to belt like a pro, you can check out my video over here. I'll put a card in there and I'll put it in the description box below. Sometimes I'm mobile, the cards don't work. So just in case, I'll make sure to put it in the description box below. But the thing is that I'm happy to see this happening. It's coming back as like wearing belts with belts and belts and belts and multiple belts. Now, while that may or may not be your thing, I like to try and keep it really simple. So in some of the pieces that I've designed, you'll see like on my wrap dresses or wrap skirts or whatever the case is, I give you a very long belt, a very long tie, which means that you can wrap it around a couple of times and create the multiple belts look. But really what's most important about this trend is that we really are reclaiming our waists. I feel like for so long we have lost our waists. First there was the skinny, and then we didn't know where our waists really were, and then we had the high-waisted, but it sometimes felt really uncomfortable. Then we've had this very big oversized look. I mean, like, what is with the oversized look? I don't know. It does not look good on us. Maybe one piece at a time with something fitted, that can definitely work, but this oversized with oversized, it's terrible, girlfriend. It is horrible. It makes you look huge. So rather, we want to go with shapely items that are going to work for your body shape. It doesn't have to be tight, just shapely. That makes a huge, big difference. And I'll be doing a lot of videos about this later on, so make sure to subscribe to the channel. Trend number 5, and I think I've saved the best for last, is abstract prints. Okay, I know. If you've been following me for a while, you'll know that I love prints anyway. And it's not just because they are prints and I like them. It's because of the power of print. Print can disguise a multitude of things. It makes your belly less obvious. It doesn't show your panty lines. You don't have to wear shapewear underneath. You don't have to be sucking in and like hoping that no one's gonna see your belly if you're wearing a print, because the print disguises a multitude of things. Of course, there are tricks to how to wear a print. You want something in fitted styles, and you'll notice that I have a lot of shapely styles, not necessarily tight, but shapely styles, because it allows the print to do the work. That's a whole nother video, and I talk a lot about print on this channel, so if you're interested in print, make sure to subscribe. But essentially, abstract prints make it so much easier to toe dip into a print. They tend to last longer than, say, a floral print as an example. Now, if you love florals, by all means, wear florals, but abstract prints do tend to stand the test of time, and you love them for a lot longer. So that's why I've used these prints, and I've gone really wild with print on print and all that kind of thing. Now, the whole collection isn't like that. I have got some solids, and I'll be showing you some videos later on how to create a capsule collection, how to mix and match solids with prints, etc. So make sure to subscribe again if you want to hear more about that. But essentially, prints are amazing. And if you can bring yourself to try them, girlfriend, you're not going to be sorry. Now, if you do want to know more about my collection, feel free to go to tracygoldnewyork.com. Sign up for my newsletter because my collection will be launching soon. I'll see you next time.